Hi, just Duncan here. On this video we're going to have a look at meeting traffic. So what we mean by meeting traffic is potentially when we have got parked vehicles or obstructions on the road. So whether they're parked vehicles on the left hand side of the road or on the right hand side of the road, and we've then got a limited space and we've got to then think about oncoming traffic. So we're going to have a look at meeting traffic. So I'm just going to quickly just run through a few little things with you first of all, and then I'm going to put a drive together so you can have a look at how we actually deal with meeting traffic. So just have a look at, I'm just going to show you my pad and just have a quick run through of a diagram that I've just brought up on my pad for you, just to give you a quick explanation before we actually then put the drive together. Okay, so if you have a look at my diagram now, all right, we've got three cars in this diagram. The blue car being us, the car that we're in. The red car is a parked car on the left, and the yellow car is an oncoming vehicle. So let's look at the scenario. We're coming up the road, okay, and we've identified the parked car on the left, the red car. And we've looked further up beyond that road, okay, and we can see that there's an oncoming vehicle as well, being the yellow car. So we've looked at the gap between us and the red car, and we see that there's not enough room for us and the yellow car to pass the red car at the same time. So because the obstruction, the red car, is on our side of the road, we should be giving way to that oncoming vehicle, the yellow car. So if you look at our position, the blue car, we are positioned, okay, very close to the centre of the road, the centre white line. We're not on it, we're not over it, but we brought ourselves over to it. Now that's a really important position to be in, because if we're stopped too close to the left or too close to the curb, traffic coming up behind us might think we're parked. So by stopping out, okay, close to the centre line, all right, we're giving a clear signal to other vehicles that we're there for a reason. So hopefully they'll take note and they'll have a look at what we're stopped for, look beyond, and they will see the yellow car. We don't want to get too close to the red car either, because the closer we get to the red car, then two things are going to happen. One, okay, we're going to start to restrict our visibility ahead. The closer we get, okay, the harder it is going to be to see what's going on up the road ahead. And secondly, the closer we get to the red car, then the more steering, okay, the harder we're going to make it for ourselves is to maneuver around it. So by stopping back about a good 4 car lengths, all right, we're going to make it nice and easy to steer around the obstruction and keep our visibility open. So once the yellow car has then come through and we've identified that there's nothing else there, we now know it's safe for us to then go through. So we should be checking our mirrors, our interior mirror and our right door mirror, seeing what's behind us, a right door mirror, making sure that nothing is overtaking us. If it's clear, we can then move away and start to come out to pass the red car. Now hopefully you'll start to get an idea with these distances and stuff, okay, when I demonstrate this, okay, on the move. So that's basically, okay, what we mean by meeting traffic. So I'm going to put a bit of a drive together and try and give you a view, okay, of what's happening ahead, and I'll give you a bit of a commentary so you can start to see that and to see how I'm going to deal with things. So, you know, sometimes, okay, we're going to find that it is actually safe to continue through. There is enough room, but the space might be reduced. So where we've got reduced space, then we definitely want to think about reducing our speed and slowing down. Okay, on other occasions, okay, then there's going to be clearly not enough room and I need to then stop. All right. Now, although we said on the diagram, okay, if the obstruction is on your side of the road, okay, you should be giving way to oncoming vehicles, which I suppose means on the flip side of that, if the obstruction is on the other side of the road, oncoming vehicles should be giving way to you. The thing to do there is don't assume that they're going to do that, because quite often they won't. So you probably maybe need to think about slowing down and making sure that they are going to give way to you. If not, then make sure that you've got an appropriate space to slow down and stop in to let it through. Okay, so you know, it is really a case of, you know, looking well ahead and keeping your eyes peeled. You know, we're going to find places, okay, where we've got several cars parked around, okay, road view. So we're always looking for a place to possibly move into. Now remember, if we're moving into a space, we should always be moving into a space on the left-hand side, not crossing the road over to the right-hand side. All right. If there is only a space on the right-hand side, we should be slowing down and stopping before that space on the right to allow the oncoming traffic to be able to move into that space so we can go through. All right. So hopefully give a general idea. Okay. And we'll go out for a drive now and we'll see what we can see. Okay. Putting a drive together. Okay. So we've got the view ahead, and as we can probably see when we move off from here, okay, we have got parked cars on both sides of the road ahead, and the road is a little bit bendy, so we've got restricted vision. So what we've got to remember, okay, is when we're putting this into practice is two things. Think about what you can see, or maybe more importantly, about what you can't see. So you need to think about your speed and your space. So where you have got reduced space, we definitely want to reduce our speed, and also where we've got restricted vision, again we're going to think about obviously reducing our speed. I think what we've got to do is expect the unexpected. Remember, the faster we're going, the longer it's going to take us to stop, so we always want to be able to stop, okay, within the distance that we can see clear ahead, so it should always be a normal stop. Okay, so let's put a bit of a drive together and let's see what we can find on this drive. Okay, so moving away, and straight away then we're coming up to these parked cars on both sides. We can see the vehicle in front going over the centre line there, so that's an indication. So I want to keep it relatively steady along here because I can't really see what's coming towards me. As I come round, okay, the road is starting to open up and there isn't anything coming, but there is somebody on a motorbike on the left-hand side talking to somebody on the pavement. So again, keeping it cautious. I don't want to suddenly find that he's going to pull out in front of me. Parked cars coming up again on both sides, restricted view again. So again, keeping my speed nice and steady, car pulling out in front from the right. And I'm moving back over to the left, and I got an oncoming vehicle as well. Yep, reduced space, but again, there is enough space, so just nice and slowly go through. Again, parked cars coming up on my side, we've got the red car. So I'm starting to check my mirrors and already starting to move out nice and early. I don't want to get anywhere near the parked car. So I'm giving, hopefully, really ideally, a good door's width away from these vehicles when I'm passing them. Okay, so I'm bringing myself back over into the left. I've got parked vehicles still on the right, and I can see that there is a bend in the road and there is some more parked cars coming up the road. So again, I can't really increase my speed too much. I don't know what's around this corner. So I'm just easing off my gas, bringing myself out now nice and early. Got an oncoming vehicle, nice and steady. And the road is bending sharply to the right a bit further ahead. So again, I have no idea of what's around this bend and what I'm going to be facing. So I want to be checking my mirror, easing off my gas, and coming round nice and slowly. Okay, there we go, yellow car coming through. So again, I don't know if you actually got that on view there, but again, you can see if I was going too fast around that bend, I would have probably had to have slammed on quite sharply on the brakes. So the same here, sharp bend, I can't see around the corner, so nice and steady round. Parked vehicles, and I got a motorbike overtaking me. So again, highlight the importance there of checking mirrors before I move out, because if I hadn't checked the mirrors, I had that motorbike overtaking us and I would have been in all sorts of problems there. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the road ahead of this roundabout. Looking up the road, I got more parked cars on the right hand side. My side of the road is looking relatively clear, but I've got an oncoming vehicle. All right, is he going to wait for me? Yes, it looks like he is, so I'm going to steadily carry on through. Okay, so we've got parked cars coming up on our side of the road now. So I'm checking mirrors, making sure it's safe, and I'm pulling out. You can see how early I'm coming out, keeping my zone of vision open right up the road. I have got an oncoming vehicle, so several vehicles coming towards me now. Slowing down for the speed bumps. Again, I don't think I'm going to have to stop here, but again, I just want to keep my speed down. Oncoming vehicles are partially over my side of the road. So again, very close to the center line anyway. So again, important to keep the speed steady here, because again, I don't want to be clipping, okay, the oncoming vehicles or clipping the parked cars that are parked up on the left-hand side of this road. Coming up to another roundabout, and I'm going to be turning left. So you can see that road there, okay, although we had lots of parked cars, it was relatively wide. So again, there was enough room for both cars to pass, but we still needed to do it at a reduced speed. Nice bit of clear road here, and I'm going to take the next road on the left. So again, looking at this road, okay, it's very small, very narrow. I can't see very clearly into it, so I want to slow it right down, make sure that I'm looking into the road before I turn in. And as I'm turning in, I can see that I've got parked cars on the right-hand side of the road all the way down. Also, the car door opening there. So again, I just want to keep my speed down and just make sure that the guy getting out of the car here isn't going to cause any problems. So again, you can see nice and steady. Got an oncoming vehicle as well. Again, shouldn't cause me too much of a problem. Okay, got a parked van, so I need to move out for. So I've checked my mirrors, I'm moving out. I can speed up a little bit more now because the road is, I can see quite a bit of the road here. So I always want to try and make as much progress as I can. But again, now the road is starting to bend, so I'm losing that visibility, so I'm just easing off and I'm slowing down, and I'm looking for any signs of parked cars coming up. Okay, so I can see some parked vehicles on the right-hand side. I got the white van. All right, so again, I can't see around the corner, so I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to come back down into second gear because I just don't know what's coming towards us. I'm expecting oncoming traffic, and I don't want to slam my brakes on. So again, I'm going through nice and steady. Parked vehicle on my side of the road. So checking those mirrors, looking round, and coming round nice and steady. Okay, so I've got a few vehicles here watching the pedestrian on the right, and I've got road markings coming up, and it's showing me that this road is bending to the left. Again, can't see anything around this bend, so again, I want to go around nice and slowly. I just don't know what's around the corner. Okay, it's nice and clear. Oncoming vehicle, but there is no parked vehicles down this section of road, so the oncoming vehicle is not really causing me any problems at all. Okay, I'm coming to the end of this road, turning right, and I got a parked vehicle pretty much opposite this junction. So before coming out here, I've got to look for oncoming traffic. I'm being forced to turn onto the right-hand side of the road, so I want to make sure that nothing is coming up. Okay, which there is a car coming up now, turning into this junction though, but okay. So good clear observations, coming down. Parked car on the right, looking for oncoming traffic. So again, quite a narrow road here, okay, so again my speed at the moment is about 21, 22 mile an hour. Okay, and I'm going to be taking the road off to the right at the end of this road. So I can see on my new road already there's parked cars on the left-hand side. And there's a vehicle waiting to come out the junction on the left, okay. So I'm just going to bring myself up now and stop. Okay, so I'm in a position where I can easily pass these two parked cars, visibility's open. So I've checked my mirrors, gone continuing through. So again, I was aware of that problem before he even entered the new road, and I knew I had the space to stop and wait to let him through. So again, lots of parked cars here, both sides. At the moment, there's no sign of any oncoming vehicles. And I'm going to be taking the next road on the left. Oncoming vehicle there, he's turning into my road that I'm turning into. So just make sure that he is going to give way to me. Can't see into the road that I'm turning into, so I'm going to go nice and slowly. Okay, so I got parked cars on the right, very narrow bit of road. No signs of any oncoming vehicles. And I'm going to be turning left. So I've got parked cars on both sides of the road here, looking well ahead. There's a parked vehicle on the right with his brake lights on, so I'm going to pay a bit more attention to that vehicle just to make sure that he's not going to pull away. Coming out, speed up a little bit more, but again, I got parked cars on the right again, bending the road. Alright, restricted view, the wall on the left is blocking my view ahead with the bend, so again, just being aware of possible oncoming traffic. Okay, parked cars on the right, and I've got a van coming down. So this van, okay, is not giving way to me. Oh, he is, he's pulled into that gap. Okay, so fine. I can start to move through. But we could see there, okay, we went past that first car. So I wasn't certain whether he was going to give way or not. Okay, got these cars here, so I'm slowing down and letting them through, stopping. Checking my mirrors, continuing through. Parked cars on the left and the bend. So again, I have no idea what's around this corner. Okay, I've got oncoming vehicles. Are they going to pull into the space on the right? I'm going to stop. And yes, he's pulled in and far one is waiting as well, so I can carry on through. And I'm going to be going left at the roundabout. Okay, so we got the bus just pulled in there. He went in quite slowly. I got traffic. Parked car on my immediate left, oncoming vehicle there. So I'm going to stop, let this blue car come through, and then I'm going to continue through. So again, you can see there, okay, with that parked car on the left. I'm just going to park myself up on the left first. Yeah. I couldn't see round that corner before I came round. I went round nice and steady. I had time to identify the parked car when I came round, and time to identify the oncoming vehicle, and plenty of time to stop the car. So you can see within that drive, there wasn't one occasion, okay, where I had to suddenly slam my brakes on, because I was always thinking about areas that I couldn't see as well. Okay. Okay, so we've had that drive, okay, looking at the situations with potentially meeting traffic. And the thing there, okay, is really, okay, the success, okay, to being able to deal with these situations is, as I said, okay, making sure you're driving at an appropriate speed. You know, obviously where the road is closing down on you, where you've got restricted vision ahead, then think about reducing your speed. You know, again, the narrower the road, the slower you need to go. Think about what you can't see. So obviously when you're going around a bend, okay, and you can't see around the corner, think about the potential problems, okay, that you could have around there. And that's the key there, is obviously thinking about what you can't see, expect the unexpected. And always making sure that you're driving at an appropriate speed, that you're able to stop within the distance that you can see. If you cannot stop in that distance, then you've got a problem and there's a potential risk of danger. Okay, so hopefully that's been of some help to you. And again, I'm sure you'll be developing this, okay, on your in-car training sessions with your driving instructor. We'll see you on the next video.